Hey folks, uh, sorry about the furnace, but it is still wintertime. So, but I made a little bit of progress on the motor. Almost finished with it, in fact. I'm running out of things to do. One of the things I did is I got rid of the hose clamp that was holding this heatsink on, and I got some thermal paste. I got 5 of these, and I used 2 on this, and I'm going to use another one on the back here for a little computer fan and heatsink that I got out of a drawer, and that'll stick there. I have a way to connect it, but anyway, I'm not going to put that on until I'm done messing with it, because this I don't want to break it. But anyway, so I got that on there. No more hose clamp. So just some little wires holding these 2 fins together. So this is on permanently. What else did I do? Okay, so I made a little holding tool for this guy. So all I did was drill 3 holes in a piece of wood so that these 3 posts that the planetary gears sit in will fit in there. And the reason I did that is because I drilled and tapped this center bit right here. There was like a little, I don't know, there was a little indent right there, and I went ahead and turned it into an actual drilled and tapped hole so I can put a screw in it. So I managed to get that done, but every time I tried to tap this, the shaft would turn, and this turns independently, so that was really irritating. So that's what this is for. That keeps it, so that kept it from turning so I could finish the tap. Then I got it all cleaned out and dried out, and got me a little screw, and I found a little lock washer even, so that'll fit in there. And the reason I want to put a screw in there is to hold a fender washer in place, and I'll show you why in just a minute. Okay, so I have a, what do you call this? A freewheel cartridge that I picked up, and this is what I would like to use on the shaft here. It's a little bit bigger, but this is why I drilled and tapped that hole, so I could put a fender washer on there. And that will hold the freewheel cartridge in place, at least, you know, from coming off. To get it to stick to the shaft, though, I've been thinking about, I've had a lot of ideas, but some of them are more feasible than others. I think what I want to preserve the ability to pull this off if I have to take this thing apart someday to, you know, for whatever reason. So I'm kind of hesitant to modify it too much. Plus, you can't do a lot of modification to this freewheel cartridge because there's a bunch of moving parts inside that you don't want to mess up. So I think to start with, the least invasive is I have a bunch of these little 1/2 by 19 wire nails, and if you just stick them in between the splines, you start to take up the space between the shaft and the freewheel cartridge. And the more you put in there, the tighter it gets. And pretty soon you can't move this freewheel cartridge anymore. It's stuck. Alright. And then you put the fender washer on, and it kind of seals the deal there. I think I need to find a bigger washer to go around this piece here as kind of a spacer, because this kind of sits up a... Then I got a little lock washer on there that I found. Oh, hang on. So here's something I didn't expect. Now that I got the lock washer on, that locks the shaft down. I don't even need a Look at that. I don't even need a bushing. Well, what do you know? Oops, hitting my head on the microphone there. But yeah, I don't even need a bushing. Okay. Ha. Neat. I really didn't expect that. But I'll take it. Okay, so yeah, what else was it? Oh, let me show you. I found a couple things. I found a couple of these big old, I think they're 4-inch couplers, PVC couplers. Yeah, 4-inch PVC couplers. And what I want to do is I want to make a cowl to put the motor in that will force the air. Oh, before I tell you that, I got this fan, okay, so also from an old computer, and the idea is if I fit this fan right here, that is just about perfect for the interior there, to blow air into that, and then fitting that around the motor, we'll have a cowl. And I'll have to figure out how much space this guy takes up, because I mean I could take the fan off of here and just glue the heatsink on, or attach the heatsink, but I'm concerned that as large as this is, I'm concerned that there's not going to be a lot of air movement right in the middle, right where this is, and so this little fan will fix that. But it is going to make the engine longer, the motor longer. So the reason that I'm interested in making a cowl is for the same reason that they have them on old air-cooled lawnmower engines. And that is that, you know, it's kind of counterintuitive because you think, well, that cowl is covering up the fins, right? But what it's really doing is it's forcing the airflow past the fins instead of, you know, if I just put this in the back, the air will kind of go past it, but you know, but with a cowl, it'll definitely go past it. It'll force that air in that direction, and that's kind of what I'm looking to do. So yeah, I got these at the Habitat store for 54 cents total. So that is yeah, I'm pretty jazzed about that. I've been thinking about building some kind of cowl, and those fit perfect. They're big enough around that this fits in, and they happen to be the same size as this fan, so all I have to do is figure out a way to secure this fan and I'll be in business. I'm still leery of this area right here. This is the positive, and like everything else is negative, and so I'm not sure. Not sure what I want to do with about this. I'll continue to think about that. But oh, I do have one thing I don't think I've showed you yet. But the other end of this, of the chain, is going to have to hook up to the wheel somehow, right? So I got this guy. This fits on the wheel somehow, and then this stuff makes it stick to the wheel somehow, and then you put your chain on. And in my case, the chain will go up to the motor, and I believe I need a 415 chain to go between these guys, but I think this is a pretty good ratio. I don't know. I mean, without doing any math. Even if I did the math and knew the ratio, I still don't know whether that number would be good or bad. But I do know that this guy can spin pretty fast, and even spinning slow, he's pretty torquey. So, so I think I don't think the exact ratio is going to matter all that much. But that is what I have to connect the motor to the wheel, is this other gear sprocket. So anyway, that's it for now. Hi folks. So here's a little update. I made a bit of a mistake. I was really wanting to see if I could get this bushing out that goes on the back of the rotor here, and I ended up deforming it, so it is completely useless. I don't have any way to make it round again that I know of. But that prompted me to go out searching on the internet, and I found a bearing that should fit the same spot. 13 millimeters on the outside and 10 millimeters on the inside. So that should slide in there, and it should fit over the this guy here. So it definitely fits on the rotor. I don't know, can you see that? So it fits on the rotor shaft there, just perfect. So I'm pretty jazzed about that. I was thinking about getting a bearing because a bearing is going to make less friction than a bushing, and friction is definitely one of the challenges of using this motor. So the trick is getting it to fit in here. Okay, I ended up using a couple rotary bits, a little diamond coated thing to kind of get it smoothed out a little better, and then a little wire brush to kind of, I don't know, maybe smooth it out some more. Anyway, so I got big old gob of grease in there and got it all ready to go. And so let's get this guy back together. Okay, I went at it a couple more times with this diamond tip and used some brake cleaner and compressed air to make sure all the metal filings were gone before I put the bearing back in. And here we go, third time's a charm, right? And it fits right in there, no problem. There we go. Okay, so, oops. There we are. Okay, so I gotta get the fasteners back in here. Keep it together, man. Okay. Man, that turns so much easier now. It's a little hard on my fingers because of the gear, but I can actually turn it by hand fast enough that it'll actually go for a little bit before slowing down again. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. So, yeah, I didn't expect to find a little 10 by 13 millimeter bearing that would fit that, but I did. They make them. So, and it wasn't very expensive either. I don't remember how much it was. It was less than 10 bucks. I hope you found this interesting, and thanks for watching. Oh, I had to show you this. I ground the little notch here down so that airflow wouldn't be, inhibited. But anyway, I just thought, yay, it's snowing indoors and it's not going to melt. Anyway, I just thought that was funny.